You're going to be so blessed because our Simonette is here with us and she is going to share with you, Simonette, this is my heart. You know that. Like, what is the practical way? Even if you've been doing this for a long time and you just try to pretend like you're doing it, but if you're new or if you've been doing it a long time, can you just walk us through your practical tips on how to walk out these fall feasts?
I would love to, because I wish I had had this when I started. I started like probably most of you, totally lost. And people would say, "What are you doing for Sukkot this year? What are you doing for Passover?" And I'm like, "Is it already?" And I just didn't even know when it was coming, because obviously it doesn't come the same day every year. So I got a calendar. Get a calendar. This is from First Fruit of Zion, and they have beautiful, beautiful calendars. But what happened is that with this, you have the whole year. So as you can see, it has festivals, Israel, and holidays, other special days. So then you have the whole year, because if you work, you know that you need to get days off and all that stuff. And you can just ask the week before, "Oh, I need a week off," because it's not going to happen, right? You're not going to get it from your employer. But if you have it a year ahead, then you know, oh, okay, these are the days. Let's see how many I can actually take, because you have, limited amount of days that you actually can take off. But so you have, you can plan ahead. So definitely get a calendar. Then the other thing for me was that all this stuff, requires money. And I would work, I'm a teacher. So our salaries are not that high. And I'm like, okay, all my friends are going here, are going there. And I'm like, there is no way on earth that I can do that. Actually, a lot of my trips that I ever did as a missionary, I would send out letters and people will give donations and all that, but you can ask for donations to go to Israel, right? So then it's like, how do I do it now? And I heard this teaching that it is very good teaching. Charlie's actually going to put a link on that for you to check it out. She actually teaches on tithing and all the different things that you need in order to do this walk. God intended for us to be able to do this. It's not like he's like, well, just figure it out. No, he teaches us through his word how to be able to manage this, because he knows there are people that have extra money or have good savings accounts or have good income that they can spend $1,000 here, $200,000, $200 there, $500. I couldn't on my month to month, paycheck to paycheck budget. So I created a feast account in my checking account, and then every paycheck, a portion of it, and I'm not even going to give you the portion, the amount of the percentage, because that is going to be very particular for you. It's something that you need to do with your husband, and you have to figure it out. If you can put 10% off, that's awesome. If you can put 1% off, that's all you are actually able to, then you put 1% off. You just put whatever you're able. And then, but when you do that every month, and then those fees comes around, then you realize, oh, there is money in my feast account that I can see, I can afford this many days or that many days, or go here or go there. So that is important. We have to think ahead. It's important just to put a little bit something aside. And besides that, there is this company that I found out a couple of years ago, and I love it. I have actually shared it with you before, but for those that haven't heard it, it's called Days United. And what Days United does is that they send you this box. It's a cute little box, and each feast is represented there, right? So we have this for Rosh Hashanah that is coming up. This will be the first one for the fall feast. And in it, the box will have all this neat crafts that you can do with your children. So it would tell you, Number one, discover what Rosh Hashanah is. Number two, make and send emoji New Year cards. Number three, because Rosh Hashanah stands for the new year, the head of the year. Make bee napkin rings to dress the table. So it has all the materials to do the craft in here. Number four, bake a holiday honey cake. It actually comes with the little silicone, the recipe and the mold to do it. Number five, celebrate with 7 holiday symbols. So it gives you instructions for the blessings in chapter 3 of the guide. Number 6, cast away your sins. Materials included to do a little activity that you do that's for from Yom Kippur. So it will have, and I'll show you, that's the cast away your sins. That's the tashlich. So it will give you all the information of what to do. And it will even give you the prayers, if you have here, hold a spoonful of seeds and say. So you will have it here in English. You would have it here in Hebrew, if you know how to read it, or you have here the transliteration if you want to say it in Hebrew. So it is easy, very clean and beautifully done, so that you know step by step what to do with your family for Rosh Hashanah. So then you'll have the next, and each box is $36.95. So if you put $1, every day, you can pay for, the boxes are not every month. So you don't need a box every month. It's only, the fees are 3 times a year. But, there are others like Purim is there too. There will be Hanukkah is there too. So there are some others that will be added to, but it's not, you don't have 12 boxes every year. So if you put $1, even 50 cents every day, you will cover all your boxes. Then you have this next one is Sukkot. Here it says Sukkot. And same box, and it will have all this cute, show you. It has the same thing. So it tells you, okay, Sukkot celebrates the fall harvest and honors the forces of nature. It culminates with Simchat Torah, the restarting of the Torah reading. So at the end of Sukkot, we start again the whole yearly cycle of the Torah. So number 1, discover Sukkot and what is Simchat Torah. Build a mini sukkah, and it comes with materials, so you can do this with your kids. It's really fun. Then number 3, make sukkah decorations. So it gives you also materials to make some decorations. Explore the 4 species. That's number 4, materials and instructions on that. 5, play the Ushpisin. Trivia is a game and instructions. So there are games and stuff that you can play with your kids and with adults. It has to be just with children. Number 6, learn about the Torah scroll and how it's divided. And the same thing. It comes with not just the activities, but it comes with this little book. And in this little book, you'll have all the information, how to make the different crafts. These are all the fruits. And again, you will have the prayers. So you have a guideline of what to do. You can do them all. You can do less than that. You can tweak it and make it your own. It's really not that, it's not the law. It's not you have to do it this way or else. It's just a guide for you. And it says there very clearly, Sukkot guide is just a guide for you to see how it's usually done. What are the traditions? It's nice to know what everybody else has done throughout the centuries, and see what you like to add to, what you can tell your kids. This is what normally people do, but we really would like to do this way. This is how, because the principle is what's important. What are you honoring God with? All this were created by someone that decided, we're here in exile. We've been dispersed all over the world. There has to be a way that we can have some kind of common denominator so that when we get together, like the people from one continent to another or from one country to another, they have some basic things that are the same so that we can all maintain the unity of the faith, right? So that's really, and you want to find practical ways to pass that on to the next generation and for them to remember. Like, I'm sorry, I can't remember our beautiful sister from Bahamas that I just watched.
Daphne.
Her, Daphne. Okay. That Daphne was talking about the fish head. So it's funny. Here they have, so they're explaining why they use a fish head. And so in the picture here, let me find it because I thought it was so cute. They will use the fish head, but they said, you can make a fish, you can make a dish with a fish head, but you can also use a toy. The important thing is you are using the head of the year. You're explaining that that's what it means in Hebrew, the word Rosh Hashanah. So then they put here, you can actually make that fish head, get a real fish and cook it. You can just get something that looks like it, or you can just get a little toy to explain that to a child. So, they go over those things and they explain, this is the reason why that was done. And you can do it any way you would like to pass on that information to the next generation and the next. That's all about Deuteronomy 6, where we live it out, walk it out. When we get up, when we go on the road, when we come back, when we lay down, it's something that is part of our lives. So that to me helped me so much, not feel that I couldn't be part of it. Everybody's doing this and I can't participate because I don't have the money. Everybody's going over here and I don't have the money to go there with them. Now that's not the case. Now every year I can say, okay, where do we want to go? How much do we have? And say, we're able to do something, celebrate Sukkot, celebrate Rosh Hashanah as a way. There is no the way. There's just a way that we can all participate and be part of it. We're not in the land. And obviously, when you are there, things are more uniform, uniformly done, that people would, you would see more of, they close. So the whole country is closed during those week, like if you want to go do a tourist group during that time, there's certain places that you won't be able to go in because they're closed. So they said, the more you want to see, you probably need to go before or after that feast. The other thing is too that I just want, okay, so that's the big picture. This is the practical way. You want to find out, how to do this one or the other. There are ways. There's people that, just like our lovely Charlie, that will put all these packages together for us and make it really cute and very, the ways to do. What does that mean? And what is the little, very simple, clean, very appealing to our eye, that we would say, ooh, I want to learn about this. I like this. So but like the lulav, when you do that in the citron and you do the shaking of that in Sukkot, that takes time to order it. So it's not like, oh, Sukkot is next week. I need to order this. You can't find it here. There's no stores here that will sell them. There may be some in the United States, but definitely not in Knoxville, Tennessee. So those are things that you have to order with months in advance. In months in advance, I'm not even thinking about that. So when you start using that calendar, then you start seeing, oh, okay, you are looking ahead because it's easier to just have it right there and plan your year and say, okay, if I want to do this, how can I actually make it happen? So that's good for that. The other thing is that I just wanted to, just this fall season, so that we can have a recap of what it is. So there are 3 parts of the fall feast. We have, starts with Rosh Hashanah or Yom Teruah or the Day of Trumpets. And that's the day. So remember, we are here in Shavuot. We received the law, we got betrothed, and now we are the bride getting herself ready. This month is a month of preparing our hearts. The king is in the field. We want to clear everything, because remember, this day is the day. So you're going to get married this day. So you, well, it's going to start the wedding celebration kind of a thing. He's coming back that day. Let me just put it that way. So he has betrothed you and he's going to come back for you. But you don't know when he's coming. That's why they call it the day that nobody knows. And it is the only one actually that is not a full moon. So it's a new moon. So we don't know when new moon will be. Well, way back then, we have NASA now that tells us when that happens, but they didn't have that. So he goes and prepares a home for you. And when the father says, go and get your bride, he comes and gets us. So that's the day that he wakes us up in the middle of the night, the 10 virgins, and we go, whoo, okay, he's here. Let's prepare. And from that day to Yom Kippur is the second part. There's 10 days right here. And so those 10 days, you are now, he's here. Here in this 30 days, you were like, okay, this may be the time. This may be the time. Are we ready? Let me make sure that I have closed down every open tab that it's in my computer, and make sure I close them all down so that I'm fully focused. And then he does come. Or he doesn't come. It's a rehearsal time. Okay, next year, maybe the one. But if it is, you're there. You have prepared, you have closed all your tabs, and you are focused, laser focused that he is coming for you. So he comes, you hear the trumpet. Oh my goodness, he is here. So now you were doing those 30 days trying to close everything, right? And you have. It's all in order. You have closed down all those deals. You don't owe anybody anything. They don't owe you anything. If they had a problem with you or you had a problem with them, you try to fix it as best as you could. And you're done with that. Okay, good. Whew. So he's here. Now then, from here to here, from Yom Kippur, then you have 10 days to really focus in you. Okay, am I ready? Okay, I know you're here. And we are going to have this time where we're going to go into the water and just cleanse everything that tashlik. We just clean all our pockets and make sure that there is nothing. Now everything outside of me is clean. Now I want to have everything inside of me, and I'm ready for you. And so then Yom Kippur happens, and you go in the water and you say, actually they say you're born again when you come out of the water, and you have done your mikvah. You're ready for your bride, for your groom. The bride is ready. She has made herself ready. And then you have Sukkot. Now that's the wedding. Now we're going to celebrate. And then you bring all the fruit and the wine and the oil and all the 7 species. And then you have this awesome time where you're celebrating with everyone, right? So those are our last 3. And the year ends right there to start the new one. Even though this is Rosh Hashanah, all 3 are the same feast. This is done all at one time. So then from Simchat Torah happens and you roll back. Remember, it was a big roll that you open it up from Genesis little by little until you unrolled it all together and you finish it. So here is thick and here is thin. And then this starts getting thicker and thicker and thicker. And this is thinner and thinner and thinner. And you get to the end. And here we are in Devarim, in Deuteronomy. So all the roll now is here. And we need to roll it back. Roll it all back to here so we can start Genesis again. So then we start the new year and it's going to be an awesome one. I hope this was helpful. Any questions or anything that you would like to know more, let Charlie know, and she knows who to ask. She will ask around until she gets, if she can't answer it herself, she will find somebody to answer your question. Thank you, sisters, and have an awesome Sukkot.
Oh, thank you for that. That was great. I love the reminder that you roll the year back, and thank you for that. You do have I have a question that gets confusing for people who are new. And this is catching you off guard, I know, but a lot of people get confused because it's like, how is this the new year? But I thought Passover was the new year. Do you have an explanation for that?
Well, before Passover, when he said, this will be the beginning of the year for you, it was the moment that he got them out of Egypt, and that started the new year of the nation was born. The nation was born, and from that point on, it was going to be that Passover. It was going to be the first of the 7 feasts. So you have this being the middle. So you have 3 here, you have 3 here, and you have Shavuot in the middle, right? So at that point, Passover started, and that is what commemorates the birth of the nation. Now, in Sukkot, what you're celebrating there, this last feast, this last 3, what you're celebrating here is the beginning of the world. So we celebrate the beginning of Adam and Eve in creation. That's why we start, the year at that point. The Torah, the 5 books of the Bible, the Torah or Pentateuch. But so one is the beginning of civilization with Adam and Eve, and the other one is the beginning of the nation of Israel with Passover. That's what I've been taught. So if it's not correct, I will stand corrected and hear.
I think that's great. I think that's great. And we have heard a couple ladies has explained for us as well, as that it's kind of like you have the school year you start out with, and then you have the new year you start out. So we are used to hearing 2 different years. This is just a new concept for us, but we can apply old concepts to make it understandable. So thank you for sharing with us. We sure appreciate you.
My pleasure.